I turn to you, Stu. Just talking about the Colorado Avalanche, the favorites to win the Stanley Cup last year. The odds-on favorites coming in, that didn't happen. This year, they're right up there again with the Tampa Bay Lightning and some of the other powerhouses in the NHL. Have the Avs done enough to finally get over that hump this year?
Don't believe so. To me, there was a different complexion when you kind of focused on the Avs' top 9, let's say. The loss of Saad, to me, is a rather important subtraction. To me, this group was probably as talented as certainly anybody in the West with respect to that top 9 when you've got Saad as part of the mix. Now you've got people filling spots that aren't necessarily accustomed to filling a spot higher in the roster and haven't really produced at that kind of a clip in the past. So I'm with Dave on that piece. It would serve General Manager Joe Sakic well to go out and acquire another impact forward, somebody that's capable of kind of contributing at a clip of 40 points plus.
Maybe the biggest news this offseason and maybe the biggest head shaker was Philip Grubauer going to Seattle. I mean, this is one of the reigning Vezina finalists, and all of a sudden for a powerhouse team out west, you lose that starting goaltender. Have they improved or have they regressed with the addition of Darcy Kuemper?
Yeah, I don't think Kuemper hurts you necessarily. A lot remains to be seen about that. I think the biggest open question there with respect to Kuemper is he's never really played on a roster this talented as a number 1. Of course, we've seen him turn in some really solid play across a couple of different organizations, Arizona, Minnesota, most recently. I'm curious to see what Kuemper looks like playing behind a very talented D-core and certainly a rather dynamic forward core up front, just in terms of the way the skaters shake out, the way this Avs team is built. I think Kuemper could really be a very worthy replacement for Grubauer, but I too was kind of scratching my head. 6 times 6 didn't seem an exorbitant price to pay for somebody that had roundly inserted himself into the Vezina discussion this year.
Yeah, it sounded like term was a little too much longer than Joe Sakic wanted to do. Joe Sakic did get a couple of deals done. Cale Makar sending a nice payday, deservedly so. And how about bringing the captain back, Gabe Landeskog? Maybe the biggest piece of this puzzle as far as the chemistry and the makeup of this team.
Yeah, Makar's not going anywhere. It was really a matter of can these two sides come together on a number that makes sense for one of the brightest, most promising blue line assets in my estimation across the entire game. And Landeskog too. This is a guy, and I've made this point prior, this is a guy that's really been there from the outset, is a consistent performer, has been a captain since the age of 19 years. He knows, he's got his fingerprints all over the blueprint for this Avs team. And I think an important voice inside that room, just in terms of being able to speak to what this group has learned, how they've matured over time, and what it takes to win going forward. So I like that they buttoned down Landeskog as well, and it ends up, business kind of takes place between these two sides, although it got a little, there was a little animosity there. It sounded like towards the end, but everybody's moving on, focused on the task at hand.
The captain is back, and everybody's all smiles out west. Speaking of out west, we go back to our normal realignments. We have conferences now. Is Colorado the top dog in the West for you, or does Vegas still hold that title?
I think Vegas is going to have something to say about that. I'll tell you what, and a team that currently, the way they're constructed, Winnipeg may have something to say about that as well. So there are a lot of ponies in the West that, would be worthy of, and I know you're a betting man, Jay.
Oh, yeah. Give me the trifecta.
Would be worthy of laying down some green on. But clearly, Colorado, given the way they're built, and even, the point that we make about the subtraction of Saad, even with that, Colorado is one of those teams that, given how dynamic their top 6 are alone, they get a lot of pop from that group. They carry a lot of the offensive load.
All right, a couple of new faces, some shakeups in Colorado. We'll have to wait until the season starts to see how it all plays out for Joe Sakic and the Avalanche.